this is FMC GUI. Okay. And we can use username and password. On the first boot, you have to initialize it. Okay, you have to give management IP address. You have to change default username and password, mainly password, and you have to give some other information like host name, DNS, IP address, domain name. Okay, and then it will provide you GUI. It is like this, and here you will configure all the policies, and then we deploy the policies to FTD. Here it is showing registered, it is registration completed, but actually we have changed IP address of FMC. So I will delete this registered manager and I will register with the new IP address. Okay. Now, if you want to deregister your FMC with the FTD, then you have to do it via FMC first of all. Here in FMC in devices section, yesterday I registered FTD, right? In device management. So from here, first of all, you need to delete the registered FTD and then you will go to FTD CLI. You will run configuration manager, configure manager delete. This is the GUI. Okay. So let's go to devices, device management. Here you will find one FTD will show as registered FTD and we will delete that device from here. Here you will find a delete button in front of your registered FTD. This is delete button. Yes. Now it will be deleted from here, and then I will go to FTD CLI, and here I will run configure manager delete.
अच्छा, तो CLI और GUI दोनों जगह से डिलीट करना पड़ेगा?
FMC GUI से और FTD के CLI से.
ये CLI FTD का खुला हुआ है क्या?
Yes, yes. ये देखो 45.46 ये FTD का ही था ना.
ठीक. आई थिंक थोड़ा सा बड़ा कर सकते हैं इसको.
ये इससे बड़ा नहीं होगा शायद. दिक्कत ये है, इससे बस इतना हो सकता है.
चलो ठीक है.
फॉन्ट साइज तो इसका मैं इंक्रीज कर सकता हूँ, जो 40 है ना, इसका तो फॉन्ट साइज इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. तो ये कमांड अभी वो एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है, इट इज बीइंग प्रोसेस्ड. From here it is deleted, right? From FMC it is deleted.
तो जब हम ऐड करेंगे तो उस टाइम पे हम दोनों जगह से ऐड करेंगे FMC के.
Yes, दोनों जगह ऐड करेंगे. Yes, अभी मैं ऐड करके दिखाऊंगा आपको.
हाँ ठीक.
दोनों जगह ऐड करेंगे. First of all, you need to define FMC IP address on FTD, and then you need to define FTD IP address on FMC with a key. एक की और define करनी होती है with a key, because when FTD and FMC will send the registration request to each other, they will verify each other with the key. Okay, so key must be same. Here you will run configure manager at 192.168.45.50, and after this it will ask for the registration key. Let's say Cisco. Now let's go to FMC, means GUI of FMC, and here click on add device.
वहाँ पर को हमने कॉन्फ़िगर मैनेजर ऐड और FMC का IP दे दिया.
Yes. Here you need to give IP address of FTD, and here you will give display name FTD. This is registration key Cisco. Here you need to call this group. Group is used when you want to group multiple devices together. Let's say at a location you have 4 firewalls and you want to group them together, then you can use it. And this block policy, I created this yesterday, okay? Because whenever you are going to register your device, you need to define a base access control policy, which will enforce default action. So I created this block policy yesterday, right? At the time of registration. And here you will click on register.
एक बार एफएमसी का सीएलआई दिखाना।
FMC का CLI.
नहीं नहीं, एफटीडी का सॉरी, जहाँ पर को ऐड करा था हमने। हाँ जो वाला।
Here it is saying manager successfully configured. Please make note of registration key. Show managers. It is pending right now. Right now registration is running.
Got it.
It is registered, right? Right now it is loading. As soon as it will be completed, then we will edit this device to configure it. So yesterday we configured a rule in access control policy to allow internet traffic. You can go to policies, then access control and access control policy. This was the policy which I configured, block policy. Okay, you can edit this policy. Right now it is showing targeting 0 devices because your FMC is registering the FTD. It is just going to be completed. Okay, and after that it will show you that this policy is targeting 1 device. This browser page is crashing. Wait. Okay, so here I will tell you about these all parameters, but for now we are permitting the traffic for internet access from this inside zone to outside zone. Okay, this is source network, Windows PC network. Here in this object 192.168.1.0/24 network is called. It is configured here. So it is allowed to go anywhere, any destination network for these protocols, ICMP, HTTP, HTTPS, DNS over UDP, and traffic is allowed. Okay. Other than this, I configured a NAT rule to provide internet connectivity in this LAN segment. Okay. So this NAT rule is created for the policy. Sorry, this policy is creating for the NAT. And here we created one PAT rule, port address translation. Here you can check this is type field type dynamic. Okay. Inside to outside Windows PC network will be translated into its interface IP address. Okay. Right. Mr. Subodh, any doubt till now?
No, sir, all good.
Okay. Here it is successfully registered. Now you can edit this device. Okay. This is your FTD interfaces. Here, gig 0 by 0. Yesterday I configured these interfaces, right? So once you will save the configuration, it will remain for always. Okay. You can see I deregistered FTD, right? And then I registered it again, but the configuration is as it was configured, right? So here gig 0 by 0, it is connected with inside segment. This is logical name inside. Security zones are removed. You need to call security zone. Okay. Edit gig 0 by 0 is defined in inside zone. Here it was created yesterday, but because of deregistration, it was removed. So you just need to configure security zone. For DMZ interface, DMZ security zone will be used. Interface must be enabled, and here we configured IP address. Edit this here also for outside zone. Security zone will be called. Okay, it is saved. Now here you will find this routing tab. This device tab will give you the information of this FTD. What is the model number? What are the licenses enabled? Okay, what is the management IP address and everything. And in this routing tab, you can configure routing. I will show you that. So here you can see name, FTD, transferring packet, yes, model number, serial number, operating system, these things, license, okay. Here you can enable AnyConnect license because AnyConnect license will be enabled after the registration, and enable either this VPN only license or you can enable this VPN Plus and Apex license. Okay, if you are enabling these two, then you cannot enable this VPN only. If you are enabling VPN only, then you cannot enable these two licenses. Okay. Okay. Now new licenses are saved. Clear. Now let's go to device management tab again. And here we will configure routing. So between R1 and FTD, we can configure EIGRP 100. Between R2 and FTD, we can configure OSPF. And then we will also perform redistribution of default route in EIGRP and OSPF. Okay, so let's click on routing button, routing tab. It will open here. Okay, so here you can configure OSPF. Let's configure OSPF only for now. EIGRP is not used that much. We can configure multi-area OSPF here. Okay, OSPF area. This is 0. And this is OSPF area 1. So here you will configure OSPF version 3. If V6 is configured, then RIF or BGP. In BGP, you can configure IBGP, eBGP both for IPv4 and IPv6. This is static routing and this is multicast routing. PEM sparse, PEM mode only supported here, IGMP. Okay. So let's configure OSPF. So here in static routes, you can see yesterday we configured routes, but they are not available. I think I did not save or something. So let's configure a default route towards ISP. Okay, so this is FTD. I want to put a default route towards ISP. I will click add route. Here it will ask for the exit interface, like it was asking on ASA route and then exit interface. So here route outside. Okay. This is any IPv4 0.0.0/0. And gateway will be ISP IP. So this is an object which I created yesterday, 101.1.10. This is ISP router IP address. You can click on this plus sign to create another object for any host or network or range or FQDN. Okay. Here you can also enable route tracking. Route means SLA, service level agreement. We will see that later. For now, let's click on OK. So this default route is configured. Okay. After this, let's go to OSPF. Now you know about OSPF, right? Here you can enable only 2 processes of OSPF, not more than 2. OSPF 1 and OSPF 2. So here let's enable process 1. Here it is asking OSPF role. What is the role of FTD for this OSPF topology? Now in OSPF, you know that we have multiple type of router, internal router, ABR, ASBR, ABR and ASBR. These options are available. So in our case, this FTD is connecting 2 different OSPF areas, right? two different area of OSPF. So it will be ABR, first of all, area border router. Now after ABR, I will also redistribute default route in OSPF. So it will also become ASBR. So here you need to select this last option, ABR and ASBR. Then in advanced, here you can define router ID, automatic or IP address. Let's take an IP. And the router ID for this FTD is 10.10.10.10. You can change the AD value, administrative distance, for OSPF. Okay. LSA group pacing, enable default information originate to redistribute default route in OSPF. Let's do it at the same time. If you want to change metric value route map, you can define it here. Otherwise, click on OK. Okay. After this, you will configure area and then you will advertise the network. Okay. So click on add. Area 0 is already there, which is called backbone area. So this is in OSPF process ID 1, area ID 0. It is normal. Otherwise, you can select stub, totally stub, okay, NSSA, totally NSSA. It's up to you. But here I am taking area 0 and normal area. Let's advertise the network. So R1 subnet, this 10.1.1.0 network will be advertised in OSPF, right? For this, let's create an object. This is for R1. Subnet, okay. Here I will take network because we are going to define a network. In OSPF, we are going to advertise a network 10.1.1.0/20. So object is created. I will call this object in selected network. Drag and drop, or you can click on add button. Just select your object. Here is R1 subnet. Refresh it once. Now it is there, R1 subnet. Select. It is advertised. Here you can enable OSPF authentication and default cost if you want to define. Otherwise, you can click on OK. And one network is advertised in OSPF area 0. Now let's configure another network. And here you can also configure range command. Range command and this virtual link, right? But for now, we are just configuring basic area, multi-area OSPF. This area ID will be 1 and we will advertise this 10.1.2.0 network here. So object network name will be R2 subnet. Ten one two zero. And let's select that network R2 subnet. Add. It is also advertised in area 1. It is in area 1. Okay. Clear? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Now let's save this. If you want to do redistribution from some other protocol, you can go to this redistribution tab and you can configure it. But for now, let's deploy the configuration first of all. There is a deploy button here. You will click on that button. Then you will select your desired FTD. And here you can click on this plus sign. It will show you that which policies are being pushed. Okay. Click on deploy button. If the configuration is not saved, then it will not be deployed as well. Okay, it will not be available for use. First of all, you need to save the configuration and after that it will be available for use. Okay. Now let's go to R1 and R2. So here also I configured a default route towards FTD. So here I will delete this default route for today because we have configured OSPF now. and let's configure OSPF. Router ID 1.1.1 network 10.1.1.0 wildcard mask area 0 network 192.168.1.0 and area 0. It is also advertised in OSPF. Let's go to R2. R2 is configured as a server, but for now I am enabling routing here. Okay, and let's configure router OSPF1. Router ID 2.2.2. Network 10.1.2.0. Area 1. We don't have any other network. Let's advertise a network. I will create a loopback interface, okay, behind R2 so that we can advertise this. Let's configure a loopback just to show some connected network. We got one. Okay, so here FMC is pushing the configuration. In task, it will show you, and here in deploy button also. If it is showing you like this deploying, it means your deployment is running. Okay, it is pushing the configuration to FTD. If you will go to FTD CLI, then you can run all, you can see all the running config like show interface IP brief. Will show you IP configuration on the interfaces. Here show route. Here you will find these routes. Okay. Show OSPF neighbor. Not now. Neighborship is not up till now, right? Wait for 2 minutes. It will be up.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Mr. Bharat.
What was
How are you?
what was it one?
Sorry, come again.
Atil, hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, SSS session, I'm not able to create any SSS session from management EC to the FMC. It's showing some key error.
SSH, it is not okay. क्यों क्यों नहीं हो रहा? वैसे तो हो जाएगा। देखो न्यू सेशन करके देखता हूँ मैं। मैंने तो एफटीडी का ले रखा है ना CLI, तो अभी एफएमसी का देखते हैं।
FTD का भी मैं नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ सेशन।
पिंग हो रहा है?
Hello.
ठीक
Hello.
Yes, yes, Mr.
Hello.
Bharat.
Okay. Okay. Good morning. Yeah, I can.
Good morning. FMC is also giving this. Try to ping first of all. Did you configure switch?
ना HTTPS तो मैं दे पा रहा हूँ सेशन।
हाँ।
422 में नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ। Couldn't agree a key exchange algorithm.
अच्छा, अच्छा एक बार दिखाना, मुझे शेयर करना है इसमें। Your membership is up with FTD for R1 and R2. Suppose कोई doubt बताओ सुबोध जी।
No, sir, all good.
Here you will find two neighbors, 1.1.1 and 2.2.2. अच्छा, ये वाला आपका है, इसमें नया पुटी डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा। ये इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड है ना, नया पुटी डाउनलोड कर लो, ये पुराना वर्जन है पुटी का।
ओके ओके।
सुबोध जी, आपके में तो ये वाला नहीं है ना?
पुट्टी का वर्जन मैं देख लेता हूँ सर।
नहीं नहीं, आपका वो नया ही वाला होगा 100%। ये पता नहीं इनके में विंडोज कनेक्टेड है, पुरानी वाली जो हम लोग पहले यूज करते थे, उसमें अलग से पुटी डाउनलोड करना पड़ता था मुझे।
मेरे उसमें जो पुट्टी है वो चलता है।
हाँ, वो पहले से ही है ना उसमें। हाँ,
हाँ पहले से ही था।
इसमें फिर से डालना पड़ेगा आपको। क्या कहते हैं जगदीश जी, वही इंटरनेट है उस लैपटॉप में, वो क्या कहते हैं उसी वर्चुअल मशीन में इंटरनेट है, पुटी डाउनलोड कर लो चल जाएगा। वो पुराना वर्जन है पुटी का, इसलिए उसमें इंक्रिप्शन एल्गोरिदम, हैशिंग एल्गोरिदम सपोर्ट नहीं करता वो नए
ओके।
वाला।
64 बिट।
हाँ हाँ, 64 32 कोई भी कर लो चल जाएगा। Here
जी जी,
OSPF membership is up.
विंडोज 7 यूज करना वो ज्यादा सही है विंडोज 10 से।
ये विंडोज 7 ही है। सुबोध, विंडोज 7 ही यूज कर रहा हूँ अपने को तो। हाँ, वो 40 ओल्ड होगी ना, उसका इसी वाला है।
हाँ हाँ, वही वही।
ठीक है, मैं कर लूंगा बाद में।
Okay, okay. So this is 1.1.1 and 2.2.2. Both of the neighborships are up. You can go to R1. There you can check that out. Sorry, OSPF. It is getting the default route. So FTD is working as ABR and ASBR both. Here also it is getting this default route. But it is statically defined. Let's remove this static route and then it will learn via OSPF. Right? Now this route is coming through OSPF. Okay, you can go to this Windows machine to verify the connectivity with internet. Here internet is working. Let's open CMD for once. Pin and here try to pin. Ping 10.11.10. FTD is reachable. Now let's go to management PC and FMC GUI analysis connection log events. Here it will show you logs for all the traffic which is going through the device or which is being dropped. Okay. It will show you event for every connection. Traffic is allowed every time. Then why it is not able to reach? Traffic is allowed. On this ISP router, here we configure these two IP addresses and we configure PAT. On ISP also, we configured PAT. ट्रैफिक तो जाना चाहिए नेट. Okay, let's go to management PC once. Go to net policy and check policy is assigned to the device or not, because we deregistered the device. See, it is saying targeting 0 device. That's why your communication is not working. Right? Edit this policy because we deleted the network device, deleted FTD from FMC, right? So policy assignment was removed. So click on this policy assignment and here select your FTD, that this rule or this net policy will be pushed on this specific FTD. And let's go to access control policy also. Let's verify that thing. Access control and access control. It is targeting one device, no problem. Just deploy the configuration. Here you can see this net policy is being pushed and everything is up to date. Previously, FTD was not able to translate the packet, right? Because net policy was not assigned to that FTD. So your communication was not working. But now that policy is assigned to the FTD and it will be able to translate the packet.
I think what is the traffic flow here?
Traffic flow means packet flow.
Yeah, packet flow.
The packet flow is really very long. I will tell you in description, but for now, just to show you, you can go through with this packet flow. I will explain all these things one by one. This is the packet flow. So your firepower is the combination of next generation firewall, right? And next generation IPS. So these processes, this green process, this is the portion of your firewall process. Okay, next generation firewall features. And this is NG-IPS module, this one, blue one. Okay. This is not. NG-IPS process is called is-not process. And next generation firewall process is called LINA process. Okay. There are two engines within your FTD. One is called LINA process. Another one is called is-not process. It is responsible for all the features of next generation firewall, and it is responsible for all the features of next generation IPS. This layer 7 access control policy, layer 3, layer 4 ACL, and pre-filter policy. These three policies, you can say these two things are same. Okay, they are same. They are not different. Okay, so this pre-filter policy and access control policy, these two policies are common in next generation firewall, in next generation IPS. Means if you are going to purchase NG IPS separately, then you will find this ACP, you will find pre-filter also. Means these policies will be available in both of the devices. But this pre-filter policy is the feature of next generation firewall. So it is mentioned here. Okay. So first of all, packet will come on the ingress interface. FTD will check for the existing connection. If it is an existing connection, then it will send this packet for deep packet inspection towards is-not process, like this. Okay. If the connection is existing, then it will send this traffic for deep packet inspection. If the connection is not existing connection, then it will check for VPN, decryption, and NAT if the translation rule is configured or not. Then pre-filter policy will be used to evaluate the traffic. After that, this traffic can be sent through this is not process policies. Otherwise, it can be sent through fast path. From here, you can define the path, whether you want to perform deep packet inspection for the traffic or not. If you don't want to perform deep packet inspection, then you will send it via fast path. If you want to perform deep packet inspection, then you will send it via is not process.
सर सॉरी सर, एक बार दोबारा स्टार्ट करेंगे सर, मैं कुछ और चल रहा था दिमाग में.
So here, when the traffic will come on the ingress interface, first of all, FTD will check for the existing connection like ASA. If the connection is existing, then FTD will send this traffic to deep packet inspection policies or NG-IPS policies directly. Okay. If the connection is new, means it is not an existing connection, then it will check for decrypt translation. It will check for the VPN rules and NAT rules, whether this traffic needs to be decrypted or not. Here it will not be encrypted. Okay, it is not for encryption. Here this is encryption when this packet is about to send. Okay, so here it is used to check whether the packet needs decryption, translation, and translation or anything. After that, this packet will be moved to pre-filter policy. In this pre-filter policy, we have two options. Actually, you can also drop. We have three options: drop, fast path. We will discuss it in pre-filter policy, and analyze the traffic. Analyze the traffic means send the packet to deep packet inspection in NG-IPS module here. Okay. Fast path means skip deep packet inspection. All these policies will be skipped if you are sending through fast path. Traffic will be sent directly here like this, from this pre-filter policy to flow update. And drop means drop, right? Drop means deny the traffic. So this is skip DPI, this is DPI. Skip means don't perform inspection, deep packet inspection. Okay, all these policies will be skipped if you are using fast path. Traffic will be sent directly to the flow update. If you are using analyze the traffic action, this is the action actually. Okay, these three are the action of your pre-filter policy. So if you are taking analyze, then your packet will be sent to NG-IPS module or is not processes for deep packet inspection. Okay, it is like this. Are you getting this? Mr. Subodh, Jagdish?
Yes sir.
Now when the
I
packet
need
will
to
come
go
to
some deeply.
see, first of all, you need to know about all the policies, then you can understand this packet flow, right?
Yeah.
We will discuss all the policies, then you will get it. But here you need to understand only one thing, that in firepower, all the policies will be evaluated one by one. Okay, one by one. First of all, security intelligence, then SSL decryption, then layer 7 security intelligence, then identity policy, then layer 7 access control policy, then classify QoS traffic, and this is for network discovery policy, file policy, intrusion policy. It's not rule means intrusion policy. Okay, and then your packet will be coming to flow update if it is allowed in all these policy checks. You can drop the packet in 5 policies. You can see You can drop the packet here also in SSL decryption. Here, here, and here. Okay, you can drop the traffic in 6 policies, you can say. In pre-filter policy also. Okay, so we have many checks. After this, flow will be updated, then application layer gateway will be checked. After that, translation will happen, then QoS will be enforced, then traffic will be encrypted if it is going through the VPN tunnel, then layer 3 route lookup, then MAC address rewrite, means MAC addresses will be changed in the packet, and then packet will be forwarded via exit interface. Okay, now if you want to know ASA packet flow, right, then just include this and remove all these policies. And this is your ASA packet flow, this green one. Only you need to include access control policy. Okay, but the overall it is firepower, FTD. Clear. So when we will configure these policies, we will open this packet flow daily. Okay, you can say you will learn it easily. I think policy should be pushed till now. Yes. Here it will show you all.